Shalom, this is Axel Kala from GMS Germany with a new lesson. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor and thanks unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles who listen to us with truth. Peace and blessings, salutation, elect out there, spreading the truth and sincerity, and also charity across the four winds. So, I was just sitting here watching the breakdown of Revelation, the 6th chapter, from the elder apostle Ramlab, and he was reading this verse here, Sirach chapter 39, verse 33, and it says, "All the works of the Lord are good, and He will give every needful thing in due season." And I was a little bit meditating upon that, because there's really no reason to worry about anything, man. We don't have to worry about anything, man, because Heavenly Father is gonna give us everything we need if we fulfill our part of the contract on this side, man, on right now, before destruction comes. Because right now we have to build up our own thing. Right now we have to serve the Lord, because soon the service that we do in the name of Yahweh Shai by teaching us, we're going to be taken away with, man. Going to be done away with, the very said. We just had our campaign also again terminated, without any notification or anything, without any warning. It was just terminated. So this is the time that we live in, man. You see the famine of the world coming clearer and nearer. And I did yesterday video, which got taken down. Also, certain people caught it, maybe because it had certain amount of views already. But going into the time of the hour of temptation, man, which is really about to come, man. Because Sweden, just to go briefly, really short over it, Sweden has the vaccination certificate on the chip that they implement in certain people, or certain people implement in themselves, which is the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. Okay, and this is what you're seeing. This is what you're seeing more frequently, being more normalized, man. But nevertheless, we don't have to worry about any of that. We don't have to worry. Why? Because Heavenly Father's on our side. So why should we worry about any of this? We know it's coming. We know all these things have to come to pass. We know all these prophecies have to come to pass, because Heavenly Father is no liar. He declared from the beginning and the end shall gonna come to pass, man. So let me get real quick two verses that came to my mind. First, I want to get the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3, because we have to stay strong in the faith, man. It's no time to waver. It's no time to worry, because Heavenly Father got our back, man. As long as we fulfill our part, as long as we stay faithful unto Him, because He calls us to His truth. So why wouldn't He protect us and lead us and teach and guide us and teach us in all our ways, if we are ready to forsake all of Him, if we are ready to fulfill our part of the agreement, man? Which is to serve the Lord with all our heart and to not lean on our own understanding, man. We have to serve the Lord, man. But to serve the Lord, we have to understand the will of the Lord, And what is the will of the Lord, man? That we go out there, that we fear Him. That we go out there and teach, that we fear Him. That we keep the laws and commandments to our best of our ability. That we have faith in Him, man. Which is the most important thing, because when you think about it, if you believe in something, when you back in the day watch a movie and there was really a loyal servant to the king, what did this loyal servant have? The greatest faith in the king. This is what he had. And what happened? What came out of that? He did everything that the king commanded him. Why? Because he firmly believed that it was the right way. We have to be the same mentality, man. So it's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. See? So the vision is for an appointed time, man. So the prophecies are for an appointed time, man. And at the end they're gonna speak and not lie. So it's gonna come to pass. Even though it looks like it comes too late, it's not coming too late, man. It's not. And this is what you have to understand. So these prophecies were written aforetime, the hour of temptation, Revelation 13, verse 15 going down, Revelation 14, verse 9 going down, Revelation chapter 6, so on and so forth, man. All these prophecies were written aforetime, and now they're coming to pass step by step because you see the things going on. In Germany, you have major protests, man. You have major protests coming, breaking out. Why? Because of new harsh measurements that the government the government is pushing upon the people, and people are fed up with that. It's all prophecy. So what we have to worry about? What do we have to worry about? Even like I said, which sounds scary to some people because they take this truth for granted and think themselves to be in good case. What I'm gonna get in a minute also. On a matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Wait for a second. Yeah, for me. Yeah, 2 16:21. It says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case." Man, this is really the state of the world. Because even though the whole shit is going on, the oppression is really going heavy upon all the world, even upon the heathen. Because you see that the world is right now, the governments are right now stirring up the people against each other. Why? Because their bosses, which are the elites, have the motto order out of chaos. Order up chaos. So, what does it mean? They want to have the chaos and then bring a new order in it. And this is how they want to implement the new world government. But it won't happen. The Heavenly Father going to stop them. And that's the spirit. Because I know I'm getting a lot of precepts, but I have to get them all because last video, sadly, I forgot to read this, and I want to read it right now. It's Job chapter 14 and verse. What's 23? Wait 1 second. Job 14 and verse 5, it says, "Seeing his days are determined, whose days are determined? Esau's. The number of his months are with thee. Behold, and as like thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." So the Heavenly Father allows Esau only go to a certain extent. He allows him only to go so far, and they're going to stop him. Because when we go to Job chapter 20 and verse, I think it was verse 14, no. 23, Job 20:23 says, when he's about to fill his belly, when he's about to implement this new world order, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, which is the nuclear destruction, and shall rain it upon him while he's eating. See, while he tries to implement it, the Heavenly Father is going to crush him, man. With his wrath. He's going to let his fury be unleashed on the planet through the weapons of his indignation, which are the missiles, and also by coming back by the releasing of the Lord Yahushua. He's not in jail or anything, but let him loose. Because he's sitting patient in the right hand of the Lord Yahweh, to be loosed, to be executed vengeance upon the enemies of Israel, which are the other nations. Okay, so this is the time that we live in, and people think that they are in good case, because 2 Ezra 16:21 again, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, death, and great confusion." See, sword, famine, and great confusion. And this is what you're seeing. The arms race is growing up. You had just you see the how can I say it? The wrath of Russia also in it. Why? Because they don't want the Ukraine to join the NATO. But you know how Esau is playing against each other, provoking each other, and that's the spirit of the Lord, man. Because the Heavenly Father don't want peace for them. He want war that he can conquer. And famine, which you see also, because even though they make everything seem so good and everything, the stores are filled. Listen, man, the famine is on the horizon. It's really grown day by day, step by step, of all goods. Because think about it, they don't have enough truckers. This is one way already, because the supply chain is interrupted. But then on top of that, what is it called? To the whole so-called pandemic, the whole infrastructure and whole economy is in turmoil, man. It's really in turmoil, because this country has these regulations, in this country this and this is allowed, and this. The whole world is in chaos right now. And you see that they're bringing the ultimate chaos to implement the new world order, man. And that's simply the fact. But it says, yes, this was it. So let's go back to Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Bear with me 1 second. Huh? Amos chapter 8, verse 11, it says, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of fearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. See, so this is a different type of famine, because a regular famine, or not the regular, but the usual famine is the famine of food and water. But it's going to be a spiritual famine, which what I mean by that is that you're spiritually going to be starving. Why? Because you can't hear the word of the Lord anymore. And even this is why it brought our 16th chapter. They think themselves to be in good case, but the evils are grown, and the prophets of the Lord are going to be taken soon away out of the streets. It's simply like that. Because you see also in Germany again the measurement, like they have also in Holland, that you are not allowed to meet more than one person from another household. So if I meet two different brothers and they would check us, they could find us, for example. But you see that there are still little loopholes that you can use to go out and teach things like that. But other than that, man, you see the hell from Esau, and it's going worse from just gonna go worse, because like we had last week the camp, the inner city where we normally teach at, in one of the major cities of Germany, which is Frankfurt, was shut off, man, was cut off. And every entrance when you want to go into the inner city with the car, you couldn't, because the what is it called? The police was shutting off the streets, man. They set the police cars in there. You could only leave the city but not go in there. And that's the spirit of the Lord, man. Because you see that the prophecies are speaking, man. 2 15:17. Let's get there real quick. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And this is really, it was just a little small prelude of it, because this is really speaking about when the military kicks in and they're going to shut down cities and you can't go there, and this is going to happen, man. But we had a little taste of it because you couldn't go there. And last year we had the same taste already also. Slovakia, we had last year the same taste also. Why, think about it. I remember we had 2 to 3 weeks where we couldn't come together to the camp because the one brother lived in a different state of Germany, and if he would travel more than, I think it was 20 kilometers, he would get a fine over 200,000. Could get a fine over 200,000 euros. Of course, it was not really bluffing, but they're making a big threat that people don't do it. But nevertheless, this could happen, man. So if the police just check him where he was unessential reason, you will get a fine, man. And that's the thing. So this is the thing that we're about to enter into again, because right now, what they're talking about, the lockdown of the unvaccinated, because in Germany, the 2G is really, which means only vaccinated and recovered person are allowed to go into certain stores, which are non-essential, Hey. Yeah, it's like the unvaccinated are not allowed to go in non-essential stores, like, for the phone, fitness, so on and so forth, things of that nature. But the vaccinated and recovered person are allowed to go everywhere. And this is why you see Germany also in the uprising, because they're also talking about the vaccination mandate. But all these things gonna come, man. It's just gonna go worse, and I hope it's gonna go worse, man. I hope it's just gonna go downhill. Why? Because we don't have to worry about anything, because the Lord got us. We have to just keep ourselves in check, man. The only thing that you really have to worry about is yourself, man. Keep yourself in check and do the will of the Lord, man, while you still can, because soon this time gonna be over, man. Soon this thing gonna be over, because the Lord is about to visit the world which He made with the structure, man. So Amos 8 and 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. See, you're gonna run everywhere. You're gonna run everywhere, but you won't find the word of the Lord, because Heavenly Father is gonna take His prophets away like in the ancient times. He sent all His word, His prophets out to warn the people, and then take them away. And the same thing gonna happen right now. Same thing gonna happen right now. And the prophet's going to be taken care of. Why? Because I did the will of the Lord. I'm going to continue to do the will of the Lord. And Yaharatazah, the brothers in this truth that are doing the work diligently, working hard and having faith, because everybody has a several ability, but they're given the all, man. May the Heavenly Father redeem them, bless them, and may they be one of the elect. And Yaharatazah, I'm also of that number, man. But nevertheless, man, tough times I have, but we don't have to worry about anything because the Lord told us He's gonna protect us, guide us, lead us, and teach us in all our ways, man. I'm gonna want to read real quick Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13, because you have to understand they're gonna come to a point in the society where people really gonna understand what they truly need, which is food and water, clothing, and a shelter to keep them from the element, if it's heat or if it's the cold, or the wet rain or whatever, from the elements. So that's really what you need. You don't need freaking technology. You don't need the fanciest phone, so on and so forth. So these things gonna come upon people again. They're gonna realize that. But if they don't have the protection of the Lord, they're gonna be lost, man. Because it says in Isaiah 65 and 13, it says this: Therefore, this saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servants shall eat. So his servants, let's go real quick into the word servants. So his servants gonna eat, right? Let's go real quick into the word servant. They want to look it up also in the blue letter. It says servant, I bought. Okay, I bought. It says slave, servant, manservant, subject. And if I'm correct, even the Apostle Paul was speaking about. Let me just look it up real quick. Bear for 1 second. No, it says can't think of it, man. But he said he's I can't think of it, man. It just slipped my mind. Let me just think of. No, not this. I think it was something of bound, but let me just look it up real quick. Salakia. I know it was Corinthians. If not, I'm gonna put in the description box. But it went about the line that he is a not a slave, but I forgot the exact wording, but the hearts are gonna find it. No, can't find Salakia. So, nevertheless, we go back to the book of here, the word servant. It says, see, it says here, listen up closer now. It says, the word I bought, right? I bought, it says servant in special sense as prophets. See? So servants are the prophets. And it even says in the book of Amos, 3 and 7, he really, in the 3 and 6, oh no, 7. This book of Amos, chapter 3 verse 7, it says, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto servants of prophets. So who are servants of prophets? See? So we're going to be taken care of as long as we do our part, which is to prophesy, which is doing the will of the Lord, man. See, so says Isaiah 65:13, therefore this saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servants, which are the prophets, like we read in Amos 3:7, shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Who's the other ones? The ones that didn't want to listen, the heathens and the wicked of all people. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Verse 14, behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart. And when do we think is that? When do we think is this? In the time when everything's cool on the earth? No, in the time of destruction and lamentation, when you really need food and water, when you really need shelter. And the elect gonna have that, which serve the Lord, which are the prophets. The Heavenly Father gonna protect them, give them the shelter that they need. But the other nations, other people are gonna be fucked, man. It's simply like that. They're gonna be lost. Because they're gonna be hopeless. They are hopeless right now. Gonna be more hopeless in the world. Because you have to understand, like I always say, well not always, but since the whole thing started with the vaccination, things like that, that the people felt betrayed by the government. So where's the hope now? Because the hope was the government, the hope was the police force, the hope was the military, and now all these things turn against them. So where's the hope? Our hope is in Yahweh Shem Shai, but these people are lost. These people are lost. So stick to the Lord, man. Because it says, the Heavenly Father gives every needful thing in due season. Let me read it again. Got it apocrypha right before me. Sirach 39:33. It says, all the works of the Lord are good. So everything that he does is good. The death, destruction that has come upon the planet Earth is good. Why? Because it's cleansing the earth. And they're going to lead up to the righteous rulership of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I'm going to come to the point. And he will give every needful thing in due season. See, he's going to give every needful thing in due season, man. He's going to give us everything we need, man. So it says, Isaiah 65:14 again, behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart. So we're going to rejoice. That's off the number, but the servants, the elect of Yahweh Shem Yahushai are going to rejoice, man. They're going to be happy. Why? Because they understand what's going on. They understand that the kingdom is close than ever before. But ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. See? And I want to go real quick to the word vexation. It says vexation in the Hebrew shabar. It says breaking. See? For the breaking of your spirit, fracture, crushing, breach, crash, ruin, shattering of your spirit. Because you don't have faith in the Lord, man. You're going to be lost. Because your spirit going to be crushed, man. Spirit going to be crushed because you understand when these things going to come to pass that the prophet was among you and that they want you, that they wanted to help you to obtain salvation, but Yah turned you back on them. Yah turned you ultimately back on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, not on us, on Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And this is why you're going to be in sorrow. Like it says in the book of Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, man. So it says, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 1, it says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted them, and made no account of his labors. And that's what we're doing right now. At the end, we're going to do that when we have, when we're going to be in full power, man, in full strength again. When they see it, who see it? Other nations, you know, them that didn't make account of the elect's labors. They should, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of a salvation so far beyond that they look for. So they're fearing right now because they're seeing these things. Why do you think the government is going against us? Why do you think people watching our videos? Why do you think agents come to our camp, infiltrated or snuck into the camps? Why do you think all these things happen? Because they're afraid, because they know the things that we say are true. Because if our words wouldn't have no power, they wouldn't try to stop us. So they know what's going on, you know. And it says, and shall be amazed at the strange of his salvation, of the elect's salvation, which is being beamed up by the chariots, so far beyond all they looked for. Verse 3. Listen up closely now. And they see that the enemies, the other nations, the wicked of all people, and they repenting, groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves. So they're going to say this right now, what we're going to read in a second, in themselves. This was he whom we had sometimes in derision, which is mockery, And the proverb of reproach, call us names, call us bums, call us all sorts of names. Verse 4, we fools account his life's madness and his end to be without honor. Verse 5, how is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints. See, this is what they're going to say. Because they're going to realize the things that we said is true, the things that we did were all right. And this realization, they want to give up the ghost because the spirit is crushed, man. The spirit is crushed. Okay? But as long as we do our part, we're going to be good, we're going to be delivered, we're going to be guided, we're going to be protected, we're going to get the things that we need for times of trouble because the Heavenly Father is with us, man. We shouldn't worry, man. We shouldn't worry about anything because you have to understand everything that you see around you right now going to be done away with. Even your own body going to be done away with. Your body going to be changed. You're going to be made perfect. You in your house right now, listen to this video. You in your car right now, listen to the video. You in your job right now, listen to the video. You in the other house, you in the street. All these things going to be done away with, man. But we're going to have a kingdom to come. We have a kingdom to come. But we have to suffer the straight things that we can enter to the right, man. So we have to go to the horrible and tough things. But we have to keep our faith that we can go into the white, the easy things, which is the kingdom, man. Come on, man. There's no time for worrying, man. There's no time for worrying. We are at the end, man. Our spirit should be boosted. We should be fired up for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And that's speaking first and foremost to myself, man. Heavenly Father bless you with a lot of things. Bless you with a lot of time. Use that time, man. Because we are at the end, man. The Heavenly Father is working. He's doing his thing. And we just have to keep our part. And you're going to fulfill this part 100%. So there's no need to worry. Just keep yourself in check, man. So, let me read this and I'm going to close out. It's the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 7. Go straight to the point, verse 18. And it says, nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things. See? So they're going to suffer straight, wearisome, hardship. And hope for wide. See? But we're still hoping for the wide, like I said before. We're hoping for the easy thing, which is the kingdom. So we're going through the straight and narrow path, like it says in Matthew chapter 7. And also when you read up, starting at verse 5. Or yes, starting at verse 5 or verse 6. Verse 6 rather. You have to understand that. Oh, matter of fact, let me go into it, man. 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 6. There's also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. See, the entrance thereof is narrow. It's narrow. It's very small, man. It's not wide. Not everybody can walk through it. Only the select group of people can walk through it. And it's the elect, Because also Matthew chapter 7, let's read that real quick as a precept, Don't want to make this too long, but the spirit is just moving, so let me just follow. Don't quench the spirit, follow the spirit. Matthew 7:13. Enter ye at the straight gate, so we should go to the straight gate, And it's gate of hardship. You can look it up for yourself. For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction. So wide and broad, which is wide, is the way that leads to destruction. Easy is this way. The way to destruction, it's easy. Everybody can walk in it. Everybody can walk in wickedness. You just let loose the flesh. You just unbound the flesh. You try to bound the flesh, right? Try to keep it in check. But you just unbound this flesh. You let it just have a blast. You're in the way of destruction, man. You're in the broad way. See, and it says, and many there be there which go in there. Verse 14. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. See? So straight and narrow is the way and the gate that we have to go through. It's very small and only for a select group of people, which is the elect. Because Yahushua told us, enter ye the straight gate. So we have to do that. We have to go through the tough times. We have to go through tough passages. But at the end, what's going to happen? We're going to find life, everlasting life, and a crown waiting for us. And Yahushua himself going to crown the elect. And Yahweh will have the number. But we have to fulfill our part. We have to walk this walk. We can't just talk the talk. We have to walk the walk, man. Going back, 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 6 again. So like there's also another thing. The city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. And this is the kingdom. This is the white that we're hoping for. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall. like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. So see that on the right hand you have the fire, on the left you have the deep water. So you have to maintain your balance in the walk. You have to stay balanced. You can't walk the walk, or you're gonna fight, or you're gonna fall on the right hand and gonna die of the fire, just nuclear destruction, you know, or you're gonna perish perish of drowning, which is what was the first death, man. Which was the first death in Noah's time. But now, we're thinking about drowning. It's really a horrible thing. You can do nothing. You try to reach the top, but you're just sinking. You're gonna drown. You're dead, man. You can do nothing. It's a horrible way to die. But that's the will of the Lord, man. If you have to die, you have to die. But all the works of the Lord is good, man. Verse 8. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. So, like I always say, or like the elders apostles always say, rather said, we have maybe brothers in this truth, but you only going to be judged for your work, not for the work of your neighbor, not for the work of your brother. You're going to be judged for your work. And this is why we walking not next to each other, we walking behind each other, man. And who paved the way? Yahushai. Because Yahushai went through these things first, like it says in the book of Hebrews. Let's get there real quick. Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 14. It says, seeing then that we have a high priest that is passed into the heavens, Yahushai, the Son of the Most High, let us hold fast our profession. See? So we have a high priest, which is Yahushai, which is now in the heavens with the Heavenly Father. So let us hold fast the truth that we speak in our profession, the things that we profess openly, publicly, this truth. Verse 15. For we have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but always in all points tempted like as we are. So let me read it again. But was in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin. So Yahushua went through the same exact things with us, even more horribly. Yahushua was completely beaten up. Yahushua was so weak he couldn't even carry his cross. Yahushua prayed 3 times that he begged the Lord to if it's according to his will, that he can give this cup up. But he wasn't allowed. So Yahushua knows what we're going through. This is why he's praying to the Father also to us. Now he's praying for us to the Father. And sent now also our prayer up to the Heavenly Father. Because he knows what we're going through. He knows how it's to be in the flesh. And he did all that to pave the way for us that we have a way to the kingdom, man. Before that, we didn't have a way to the kingdom. We will all be put to death, man. You think you're righteous, man? You will be put to death right now, probably. You commit adultery? You did anything of that? You will be put to death, man. You committed the sin unto death, you will be put to death. Simple as that. And what is the one major thing that Jake is into? Freaking adultery, man. The other heads would be rolling right now if it would be without Yahushua. But we got Yahushua, and he paved the way for us, man. He lead us into the way. He gave us a way towards the kingdom. By following him, by taking our cross and follow him. Verse 16, let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, which is the Heavenly Father's grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. See, so we should beg the Lord for mercy and grace, that he's going to protect us in the time of need, when we need it. That's why you should pray daily for forgiveness of sins, man. Pray daily for guidance, daily for protection, and pray that the Heavenly Father have mercy upon you and your household, and more importantly, even your brethren, man. Your Akim, the elect, because it's all about the elect. So now going back, 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, so let me read it again. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? See? So, this city is given to a man, to the nation of Israel. Like it says, verse 11. And it is so. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. So all portions go to the straight things, to this danger set before it, that we can inherit it, that we can be joined as with Yahushua. Because if we go to the same troubles as Yahushua, we're going to receive a piece of the pie, man. Because Yahushua is going to receive everything of this world. See? Jump down to verse 18. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things, and hope for wide, for they that have done wickedly shall have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. See, so we both sides suffer the straight things, because the wicked also go to straight things, but the righteous have hope for the wide, but the wicked won't see it. Why? Because they didn't do the right thing. So they won't see the right. They won't see the white thing, which is the kingdom. Of course, they're gonna be maybe reborn to the kingdom, but they won't see it on the first go round, man. You know. So now I had another precept. See, this is why I want to get the precepts instantly, because now it slipped my mind again. Let me just think real quick. What was it again? Bear with me 1 second. Can't think of it, man. Yeah. But I know there was something that I wanted to bring out. That's what I don't like. What I have here. Hebrews 4. Yeah, but the points were made, man. And you have to understand, man, we have nothing to worry about. We just have to fulfill our part. We're just teaching His word. We're just doing the Lord's will and following His way, man. Oh, yeah, Matthew 16, let me read this. You know, because we have to follow the Lord. Matthew chapter 16, verse 24, and it says, Then said Yahushua unto His disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. See, so you have to deny yourself, man. You have to put your needs behind the Lord's needs, which is doing this work, man. You have to put this work, this work first. Of course, you have to stay balanced, because the false man is abomination to the Lord. But nevertheless, we have to deny ourselves and take up our cross, which are the burdens, that we have to take up. Maybe forsaking everything around us, maybe forsaking everything, maybe even giving up our own life, like Yahushua did, because he died for the nation of Israel, and we have to follow the Lord. But we have to do that. We have to. And if we do all that, which sounds very lot, but it's not, we have nothing to worry about. Because you have to understand that the things that we do are really nothing. Because when you go into the history, if you go into the different prophecies and also the things that happened before us and happen right now, you see the wickedness of our people. You think like, yo, we are not even worthy of the Lord's mercy, man. We should be all killed. But the Lord had mercy. So nothing what the Heavenly Father expects of us or wants of us is too much. Everything's bearable, and we have to handle it, man. We have to. If you don't, you're doomed, man. Simple like that. And this doesn't mean that the Heavenly Father has no mercy. No. What I mean by that is, if you don't do the things that are required of you, and you just neglect it and just be slacking and thinking, yeah, I got time later, you're gonna see it, man. And this doesn't mean that you have to rush. But in the spirit, if this should reach you, you know exactly what I mean. But you just have to get your ass up and start slow. Like I always tell brothers, especially when they fell down, which I mean by that is, they fucked up and they didn't do video for a week or didn't really study for a long time or whatever. What I tell them is, hey, just take baby steps again. Start slow. So read a chapter a day. Start with that for a week, then build up. If you didn't do videos for 1 or 2 weeks, or that's a lot, man, for 1 week, then say you do the 3 videos and build up from there, man. But do something. Take steps. We're not in a sprint. We're in a marathon, man. But the end is near, man. The end is it's right in front of us, man. We just have to do our thing and follow Yahushua, man. That we can enter into the wide and receive the kingdom. So it is everything I got. Yaharatazah, to the spring power mercy grace of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kakadash was less edifying, and I pray in hopes this was edifying for the elect. I want to give once again all praise, glory, and honor and thanks to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kakadash. That belongs to the elders and apostles, ministers and those whose truth. Peace and blessings, salutations to you, elect of the Aspernus, to sincerity, and also charity across the four winds. Hey, on to the next one. Shalom.